Hi guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z, my series that I started 50 episodes ago. I started it to walk you through all of our wonderful products. I went from A to Z, showing you all the different fun products we have and how to use them and different ways to use them. And I've just kind of continued on just with other things to show you new techniques, and we're just gonna keep on going as long as I can come up with new fun things to do. So today is episode 50 and we will be looking at the Knit Together bundle. It's a really fun bundle. I almost missed it in the catalog. I'm so glad I didn't. It is just one of those bundles that you can do so many different things with and have fun with. So hopefully you will enjoy it as much as I do. I hope that when you watch these that it inspires you to craft, or that you're even crafting with me while you're listening. That's always fun. And if you enjoy these, I would love it if you can share it with your friends. It's always fun to have more people. The more the merrier is always fun. So yeah, that's what I have for you, and I'm gonna flip you around and we'll get started. I have extra projects today because I was having so much fun. So let's do the fun. And the sun just came out, so I'm sorry if this isn't quite the glare that I had in mind. Hang on, let me try closing my blind here. So there's less of a, but we want to make sure it's still bright enough. Okay, I think that's good. Let me just turn on my iPad so I can see if there's any comments. If you're here, say hi. Comment along the way. I love to have interaction while I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so this is the Knit Together bundle. It's actually just one big stamp. It's a background stamp. And then the dies that go with it are a whole bunch of individual lines of patterns. So if you guys think of Christmas and the ugly Christmas sweater, this is by no means the ugly Christmas sweater. This reminds me of the Alpine, the ski sweaters that used to, like the red and the white. I think it's like a Swedish, I'm not even sure where they were from, but they're always wool, and I just remember always wanting one, and I think I did have one at one point. But anyways, I just thought it was really cool, and it looked like something that you could do lots of different techniques with and just have lots of fun with, because you can create so many different things with it. So it's on page 34 of our mini catalog, which is here till December. So we still have some time with it, and I'm going to show you a bunch of fun ways to use it. So we'll set that aside. Our first one, I really love the non-traditional colors for Christmas that we have been seeing this year with the whimsical trees and those ones. So I thought I would go with it. Let me just make sure this is clean. Okay. And then, so I'm going to start by, I'm using my Stampratus to stamp this just because you can do it more than once, but you know, I'm going to keep it on this side because I know where to put my paper. But you can use one of the big blocks. If you don't have a block, you can even use the back, you can use the case. It is harder to do, but there are ways to use it if you don't have the luxury of a large block or the Stampratus. Now I'm going to put my stamp case under here. So this one is Highland Heather, and I'm using Highland Heather as my ink. And it is a very large stamp, so you need lots of ink. And then just go over. And if it sticks, it's actually almost nice because then you can go back and you can rub it with your fingers to make sure you got it everywhere, and then just lift it up. And actually, I think I just messed it up. I think I'm using Fresh Freesia, and I used Highland Heather as my, but that's okay because I'll just have a darker knit on my background, which is all good, although it might make it harder to see my other part that I'm gonna do, but we'll find out. I'll just make it a little darker. So now we've got the stamped part. Next, we are going to do the die part. So what I did was I already cut out, it's just on, I think I used thick basic white paper so that it would last a little longer. I lined up, I basically lay them down onto here, and I went all the way down, and then I just taped them with painter's tape to hold them together, and then ran them through the Big Boss. And then I popped out all the pieces, and I will show you, I'm gonna actually do one in a bit, so you'll see that part in a bit. But I didn't want to have to do it for all of them because it would bore you every time I had to change that up. So anyways, I'm going to put that here, and then I'm going to put my, so this is basically like a template for me, I guess you could call it. Which room do I have up there? Okay, so you want to hold it down with something. And then I'm going to take my silicone mat here, and I'm going to take my shimmery white embossing paste. Now I keep my paste inside of the bag that it comes in. It needs to be airtight to keep it from drying out. And so I keep as many of the things that are on there as possible to keep it from drying out, and it lasts way longer that way. So just something to note. If you don't go through it very fast, it's a good way to keep it. Like this one is probably a few years old, to be honest, and it's still good. So I always close it right away, and then I put it in the bag. So then I'm just going to put it on my silicone sheet, and I've got the Highland Heather re-inker, and I'm just going to put a couple drops on here. Oopsie, I better wipe that, or I'm gonna get it on my clothes or my hands or something I don't want it on. Okay, and then you're just gonna mix it up. Now, since I have ended up making my knit darker, I'm gonna try and probably make this a bit darker maybe. I don't know. No, that's pretty good. Okay, make sure you've got it all mixed around, and then you just have to get it onto your paper. So you're just going to come through, and I love the way this template is looking. I'm going to cut it out and use it for another card. You lost track. What did you miss? I don't know. I don't know what you saw. What have you... So far, I had pre-made the template, And I just mixed some re-inker to make my paste. Ooh, oh no, my poor deer. It's not gonna look like a deer. That one was already bent from before. I got a little crazy when I was using the blending brushes, which is what, oh, here's a note to self. So I had blue ink on here and apparently it doesn't dry because of the embossing paste, because now my paste is turning blue. So I'm probably gonna have a really funky bluey purple mixture, which I'm okay with. See, accidents? Oh, it went under. That's okay. Sometimes accidents make really pretty things. Look at that. We have got, see, we got a little bit of paste, and we got quite a bit of paste there. So I'm just gonna clean this here. So the one thing to note with paste, which I've mentioned before, is it dries pretty fast and it dries hard, and it's really hard to get it off once it dries. So whatever you're using, make sure you wash it pretty quick. I'm cutting out. Is anyone else having troubles with me cutting out? Yolanda, don't you tell me this every single time? I'm wondering. I didn't go back and watch my last one to see if I was cutting out on this end on the video. But if somebody else can let me know if I'm cutting out for them too, I might have to try videoing from a different location. Because I have an extender right next to me, so I can't imagine that it's cutting out, but you never know. Technology is funny that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this dry. As you can see, paste is messy, but that ended up really pretty, even though it's blue instead of purple. So we're gonna go to what it was supposed to look like. So here I just did the Highland Heather, so it's more subtle. And then I had the Fresh Freesia knit. And then I had the Highland Heather as a secondary card. And then the Fresh Freesia as my card with some rhinestones and these beautiful snowflakes that are in our mini catalog. They are wonderful snowflakes. They have, it's hard to see on the video, but they have an iridescent kind of shine. So yeah, very subtle, very cute, not your traditional Christmas colors. So this one's just going to be a darker. I might mount it with a blue, with a Misty Moonlight or something. Anyways, we will see. I will post that when I post my pictures to show you what I did with it. Okay, let me just make sure my paste is all cleaned up here. So we can move on to the next. What is next? Next I was going to do, that wasn't very smart of me. I was going to use the template again with my blender brushes, but you know what? I'm going to wait. I might use a different template, or I will see if it's dry at the end. If not, I will make a whole new template and show you guys how to do it. So next then, instead of that one, we're going to make something completely different. We're going to use the reverse cuts from the dies. So I'm going to pull my stamp out again, and I'm gonna stamp directly on my card base. I should have a bone folder out, but I don't. And then this is Blackberry Bliss, so I'm gonna take Am I still cutting out, Yolande? I'm not seeing any other comments other than Yolande, so hopefully if you've... I see there's more people watching. If you can let me know if it's cutting out, I would appreciate it because I can art just a bit. Okay, well, maybe my phone is acting up. Who knows? Let me know if it gets bad. Okay, so then I'm gonna... Had you seen this one in the catalog? Because I know it's not really one that stands out, and it's... Oh, you missed. But am I cutting in and out for you? There. So I don't know if you can see that. It's just tone on tone. So again, a bit of a subtle look. And this is just our chamois. These darker purples and pinks just make a mess of everything. When I go to wash this, it'll just be like bleeding red. And of course, I had red hands yesterday when I picked up kids from school. Okay. There we go. Just want to make sure it's clean for the next go around. So I've got, oh, I forgot to take out, okay. I've got my card base. I pre-cut, so this is the white velvet that I showed not too long ago. Oh, you thought it was an embossing folder? That would have been cool too as an embossing folder. Anyway, so this is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies that's in the annual catalog, and then I cut it out using a rectangular, stitched rectangular die, which is no longer in the catalog, but you can easily just cut this out with your cutter. I was just being lazy. So then you can see it's actually quite dirty. Maybe I shouldn't use this one. You can use a window sheet. I reuse the sheets that are in the stamp sets because I don't use the hard window sheet part, so I reuse them, although they do have marks on them from having the stamps on, so it's probably not ideal, but on the last one I did, maybe it was cleaner, I don't know. I tried to clean this one and I think I made it worse. Anyways, we will try it and see. So I'm going to make a shaker card, oops, with the reverse bits. So the best way to make a shaker card is to use these foam adhesive strips. I don't know if you've ever seen these. You can use the leftovers from your dimensionals, like you can use the edges from here, but they're, you know, which I have used, but they're a little more, they're not straight edges, so sometimes it catches onto your sequins or projects or whatever, and so I like to have the nice straight lines. And then you can just cut as you go. Hopefully you guys all got out and enjoyed the beautiful weather yesterday. It was so nice yesterday afternoon. Okay, so you just want to make sure that your edges are all touching, because if you have small sequins or something, it can escape, but if you're using bigger pieces, it's not as important. And then we need our bits and pieces. So I was making my other card, I pre-cut. This is the rainbow glimmer paper. So I just cut a few pieces out of it, and I'm just going to put them, I'll put a few deers, I'll put some snowflakes, some trees, some of these little, I don't even know what you call these. Okay, and then we have, oopsie, make sure they're facing the right way so you get the pretty, I'm going to keep this heart for later. And then we've got, it doesn't fall. I'm not going to use these, but we will use maybe one of these. Some more of these. So yes, don't waste the reverse cuts because they are great for shaker cards. You can also, if you put an adhesive sheet on the back, you can use these as stickers on wherever. I didn't put an adhesive sheet on these ones because I knew I was using it as a shaker card. So then once you're happy with what you've got in there, you can just peel your strips. Place it on. And then you've got, see, it still always sticks, but anyways, you get the idea. Then I forgot to pre-cut my, we'll just jump to the finished card because I didn't pre-cut. So then I cut out a happy out of the same glimmer paper, and this happy is from this Words of Cheer and Christmas cheer dies. It has two happies. It's got the background and the front, so this is just the one piece. And then I just glued on a couple of extra of the pieces, and this is Bermuda Bay that goes with, and the holidays is from the stamp set that goes with it, so that I just white embossed. The video's frozen. Huh. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to remember to look at it afterwards and see what's going on. I don't know why it's freezing. So anyways, that's your shaker card that you can use with those. Now I decided to take it one step, you know, you don't want to waste these nice pieces now that I use the inside. So I cut, once I took everything out, I just cut a strip of it and put it down with the Blackberry Bliss background, and wow, does it ever pop. I love how this just sparkles and it looks amazing. So I'll do another one with this one. I don't know, maybe I'll use Bermuda Bay in the background. I have not decided. So again, I'll post it once I do that one. So yeah, have fun with, you know, it doesn't have to just be your red and white, but I am going to do a red and white, and it is to die for. You will see. Okay, so let's put this away. And on to the red and white. So I don't know if you guys noticed, we have red velvet in our mini catalog. It I don't remember which one it's from. It's on page 41. Let's see. So it's just hiding here in the catalog on page 41. It's like the white velvet, but I find it's even more velvety than the white one. I think it's just a little bit thicker. So anyways, I don't know if you can see in the video that I have pre-stamped the knit. I just stamped red on red. Might be better if you stamped like maybe cherry cobbler, a little bit darker to make it show more. The thing I did, it takes, I don't know if it ever dries. I will show you. I will take a Kleenex. I was working with it. I tried to dry it with my just the heat tool, and my hands were a mess. And I checked, it does come off a little bit. I don't know if it's the red from the velvet or if it's just that the ink isn't drying. But just as a warning, there will be a little bit of red. So that's I pre-stamped this yesterday just to make sure that it was dry as could be before we started playing with it. So I have also put adhesive sheet on the back in advance. And now I'm going to show you the whole process of the dies. So we've got our dies here. And then I'm going to take the trees. And then there's the other set of dies. There's two. Am I losing my marbles here? Or am I missing one? Oh dear. Maybe I put it in here? No. This might be a little difficult. What did I do? It's not in here. I had two. Oh, here it is. It's just hiding. Okay, apparently I didn't put it back. Okay, so then you can make any design you want. It suits your fancy, which is kind of cool. Like, I really like how these just, you can just kind of have total control, and you can change it up so no two are the same. It's just kind of cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna push that up a little bit. And of course, you just want to be careful you don't have like a half a deer. I mean, some of them you will cut off like these ones, but then just try and center it so that it's as even as possible. So then, the easiest way to do this, you could lay it onto your cutting plate and try and hope that it doesn't move. Or you can just use, you probably could just use one piece of tape. I'm probably going a little bit overboard, but this way they stay straight. And even if I wanted to, like, it seems like I have more red up here at the top, so I can just drag the whole thing and keep my spacing the same. And then do that. So then I will take my cutting plate, and it is better to run them through this way. It's harder. It's just harder for these to go through straight like that. I find it goes better this way. So since my, I'm just going to tape it to here because they're kind of in the way. Believe me, you don't have to go that far to get it to stay. It's just because they're too long. I'm going to take my plate here. And my Big Boss. And the fun begins. And I would run it 2 times at least because you've got the thicker velvet and you've got the adhesive sheet as well, so it makes it just that little bit thicker. So you can see, I don't know if that's from yesterday, the red, or if that's coming off from today. I should have checked, but now, now I have to peel it off the back, but that's okay. You can see that it's cut through, so that you don't have to worry about. Yeah, this set is so fun because you can use it as a mask, you can use it to do the embossing paste, you can as the mask, or you can use blender brushes, which I will show you. Maybe I'll use this one as my, oh no, I can't because I use it. Anyways, we will figure it out. So then you just want to peel it off. Now I'm going to forewarn you that the dyes, when you run it through, they do leave kind of a mark on the velvet, but it actually is kind of cool, you'll see. So it flattens it. But then it kind of makes like a light red, dark red, light red, dark red. So I kind of think it's cool. There we go. So now we've got our pieces. And then I've got a thick white card base here that I have not scored yet, so I will do that at 4 1/4. Make sure I'm using my light scoring blade and not my blade. And then you just have to, so you can keep, again, you could make velvet shaker pieces with this. And I think this is actually big, so I'm going to cut it down. Let's see, I can't remember. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut my, where did I put my cutter here? And you can see I've kind of got it, it's not quite straight. So to make it look a little more straight, I want that straight. Oh no, I think my blade is done. Try, oh no, I can't do it that way. Okay, rescue. Let's use this one instead. There we go. That's better. So maybe you don't want to run the full. It's a pretty thick, and I know my blade was already starting to to fray, so probably not a great idea on my part. But this little guy does the trick. This was a little freebie for joining. It was last year or maybe the year before. They don't sell them, which is kind of sad. So unless you joined or were a demonstrator, you might not have one. But they are great. Okay. I almost feel like this is too wide. I might have to trim it after. So now all you have to do is peel and stick, peel and stick. Pardon my head as usual. Okay, and we're gonna hope that these pieces peel with the backing here. Falling off. Okay. Oh, that one doesn't have any. Okay, seriously. This one star I don't like because it just comes off in so many little, you can't use it because it's just those little pieces. Okay, so once you have all the pieces off, you can stick that on. Like so. Doesn't that pop so nice? And just the texture of the velvet, it just makes it so realistic that it's that traditional sweater. That we're used to seeing. There, and I think, yeah, I left it a little long. So if it's like me and you didn't quite measure very well, you can just trim your excess. And voila, beautiful, right? So you've lost, you can still see the knit in the background, but it's not super strong. So the finished version is just, I added some gold ribbon and I used the Biggest Wish. Marcy is not watching today, I don't think, but this was for her because she just ordered this set. So I thought it was suiting to use it. Anyways, I just think that, so I took my inspiration from the catalog. I did case the catalog. So I think they had done it just on regular paper. I don't know for sure. But yeah, this red velvet is so beautiful. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, this stamp set is awesome. You can use it for any time of year too. So that's that one. I have one more. That was kind of my wow card. So now I'm going backwards because I'm going to do the one with the blender brushes, which is not as wow, but I couldn't do it right away because my template was wet. I didn't plan that one out very well. Okay, let's get this stuff out of the way. And then we will take this, and we need our Stamparatus again, and Misty Moonlight. Let's make sure. Oh, bad girl. I thought that was a wipe. Let's just try and get some. Ooh, my chamois is very soaked in ink. I have to wash that out, so let me just take when the water squeezes out and it's running not clear, that's not a good thing. Okay, that should be good. Now we're going to use the Misty Moonlight. And again, I'm just going to put something under here so that it's nice and flat. Make sure it's all inked up. And I'm going to stamp it off onto my paper here, because I don't want it full strength. And I'm going to put my cardstock down. And then put it on. Okay, so you can tell it'd be much darker if I hadn't done that. I wanted it to be a little more subtle. Okay, set that aside, We just need this and a piece of scrap here. And then let's see if this is dry enough to use. I think so. Hopefully. I guess I could cut a new piece, but that would take more time. Okay, so again, I just want to tape it down so it helps hold it down. And then I'm going to take my blender brush and my Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to go in. I just stuck my thumb in it. Oh dear. Dear, dear me. I have to start wearing gloves. Or just have people look at me like I have really dirty hands. So, I mean, it helps to have the paste on here because it just makes your mask that much more solid when you're rubbing your brush. So I kind of like that it has that extra sturdy factor. Keeps it all together. So you can go as hard, as soft as you want, depending on how dark you want it. You could even use a darker, like I probably could use Night of Navy if I really wanted to, without having to brush it over and over and over. But I use tone on tone. Oh, it looks like oh, it moved. I'll just leave it as is. Okay, so then, oh, my hand was getting tired by the end there. So yeah, anyways, you get the gist. I've been having, my arms are not cooperating with me these days. So like the other one, I used the Happy Holidays again. This time I put it on the, what do you call it? The dimensional sheets. So they're the solid, like dimensionals, but it's a solid piece and you can cut out your dies with it. And I just put it onto a piece of white cardstock and cut it out. So then it pops because my card is really flat, but then I popped up my happy and I put my little heart from one of the cutouts And that was my embellishment. So it's a very simple card, but this would actually make a really good happy birthday card for a guy in your life if they have a winter birthday. But yeah, so now I can't wait to make something like, look how, can you see the sparkle? This is going to be fun to make one with. I can't wait to do that one. Anyways, so yeah, super, like a lot of these are quick, easy to do. Some of them are more intricate. You can use the paste, you can use really anything. You could even, if you, maybe without the paste, you can even, or if you have the stamping spots, the smaller ones, you can use your ink. You could use sponge daubers. You can use anything with the mask part of it. You could even do Versamark and use embossing powder, and then you could do a whole other background with that. So really, you could just keep going and going with this set. It's so much fun. Anyways, hopefully you guys had fun today. Hopefully you're inspired to craft, and I hope if you missed this that you liked it and you want to get it just like me. Yeah, it's a super fun one. I love it. So yeah, so I wanted to say once again, I do still have a couple spots in my club that started this month. So you've missed this month, but that's okay. You can jump in. You just would only have 8 months instead of 9 months left. We go till June. So if you're interested in doing a monthly card club, then join in. I also have a Christmas card crank coming up. That'll be December 4th. The cards are already on back order till November 15th. So if you're interested in doing the class, I suggest registering yesterday so I can order them and make sure you get them, because we do run the risk of them being unorderable if too many are ordered for the amount that are coming in on November 15th. So if you're interested in making 20 fast, easy, fun cards and getting your Christmas cards done all in one, let me know. That's going to be available. So yeah, so hopefully you guys have a great rest of your week and join me again next Wednesday. Thank you. Bye.